I had to walk around because I didn't think got my request. So now let me hook you up here so I can have a little hands-free mode.
Perfect.
I wasn't flat ironing my hair.
I mean, would you use hot tools on your hair? Never.
I literally tried to like put my, ever since this whole thing has happened, I've had to become like an IT person. I have had to become, everything, because lighting, sound, the whole shebang.
I know. I'm seeing you've got a whole production operation next to you.
So Rinna told me, Kyle, you got to get one of these. So I was like, okay. I opened the box and like exploded my face, and I was like, Rinna, what is this? And I found out that that's for outdoors. So yeah, that was the end of that.
Sorry, I was trying to turn off comments, but we'll just leave them on if you're cool with that. It's being a little difficult. Okay, so first and foremost, thank you for giving us your time, and thank you for joining us in the Variety After Show. How are you doing? How is your family? And how are your 4 dogs and your 4 daughters?
I have more than that many dogs.
You have more dogs?
Well, yes, I do. I have a lot of them. I just fostered one and then ended up keeping her. So we have a lot of dogs, a lot of children, a lot of dogs. My family is doing really well, actually,
Good.
In spite of, how sad all of this is with what's going on in the world and the economy and people, losing their lives fighting this virus, and people who are terrified to get it. The flip side of it is this sort of like throwback in time to how all these families are together all the time. I have all my daughters with me, and we're doing things we just don't normally do. Like, we're outside painting together and doing puzzles. And I mean, that's a mom's dream because, especially the younger ones, we're like, get off your phone, no computer time. So the fact that on the swing outside, it's just nice,
Well, that's good, because I was going to ask you, with so many people and animals in your house, how do you make time for something like this? Are you like, Portia, mommy has to do a Zoom with Andy Cohen right now?
Kind of, yeah.
Good.
Yes. I mean, with right now, I'm not traveling like I was before. So it's like, I make this little time set aside. I put makeup on, which I, don't do. So then I'm like, I've got to put makeup on. Even my dogs are noticing now. They're like, wait, where are you going?
You have to do your own glam. You do your own glam.
They used to see luggage and think I was leaving. Now they see like just shoes and they're like, what's happening?
And speaking of your dog, your dogs, I believe it was River tonight, who was just a star. He was born for the screen. What was he doing under your makeup dresser?
So it's so funny. You could see like my makeup and things under my vanity there. But we rescued her, and we think she was abused before, and she's scared of a lot of commotion. Aww. And when the cameras are here, she always stares at the cameraman and hides, and she looks right in the camera. I'm like, you don't do that when you're on a reality show, River. You don't look in the camera. She always goes right up, and she's like.
She made a little nest atop the glam glow. It was adorable.
Exactly.
It was adorable. Well, before we crack into tonight's episode any further, I have some follow-up questions from earlier in the season that I'm sure you've answered, but please answer it again. I need to know, what is Aaron's job? What does he do?
I honestly thought that, but I didn't know. I still don't know. I don't want to, I would never want to hurt anybody's business. And honestly, I'm all about alternative medicine. And I actually wanted to ask because I wanted clarity, not knowing it would lead to what it led to. I still don't know what it is he does, but I think everybody was like, it made for, a funny evening and some comic relief. But hey, I'm all for hearing about, curing cancer. And, I lost a lot of family members to cancer. So I actually would like some clarity another time.
Absolutely. Yeah, no shame. Just genuinely curious what his title is or position or what he does. Totally
Yes.
Lost.
Yeah.
Also,
you're not the only one.
I mean, the memes were good. It was worth it for the memes.
It was worth it for the memes, 100%.
Do you believe Denise and Aaron have been followed? That was a really scary revelation.
Maybe it's the film crew.
That's what I thought. I was like, do they know they're on camera all the time? And
I don't know. I hope to God not, that they're not being followed by anybody, you know, dangerous.
Of course not. No, but and also you make a great point with paparazzi. It actually could have been that.
Yeah, and it actually, yeah, it usually is.
I know for the people who aren't familiar with the whole Bravo, Bravo, Andy Cohen lingo, could you explain why it is that Denise broke out in the pre-trailer saying, Bravo, Bravo?
So what we call the fourth wall is acknowledging that we're on a TV show. You know, you're hearing like dogs, chains jangling. Sorry, they're all running around here.
They're all stars.
But the fourth wall is acknowledging the cameras in the room, acknowledging that we're on a TV show. Right. You know, when we started the show 10 years ago, that was not the case. We didn't acknowledge we were on a show. We weren't even doing things like Dancing with the Stars because we couldn't acknowledge that we were even, you know, celebrities or whatever you want to call it. So now it's changed, and you know, we're kind of changing with the times, and you'll see us, you know, being shown in magazines and things like that. But what happened was years ago, season 1 actually, when the camera guys would put down their cameras and say, oh, we need to do a disc change, we'd all run, like, you know, and be like, oh, here, let me get on my lipstick and let me touch up. And then they put the cameras up and go, wait, okay, hold on, Bravo, Bravo. Hi, Andy Cohen. And we'd like touch up our, you know, powder our face. And we thought that was like our funny little thing. That was it. So apparently someone told Denise about that. And then when we were talking that night, she didn't want to talk about what was being said. And she just said, I'm not talking about this. We're not doing this. And she put her hand up and she said, Bravo, Bravo, Bravo. You know the rest. So I guess she figured, you know, they're not going to use this if I say this. But obviously that's not the case. And if we had been saying Bravo, Bravo, Bravo to get out of talking about things for all these years, they would have used it then also. That's
true. I mean, all bets are off right now. Who do you think told her about the Bravo, Bravo thing?
She tweeted something like it was Teddy or me, she thought, or something. But then Renna said, I think it was actually me that told her. So I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, it's out there now and it's delightful. Another thing the internet is currently obsessed with is Mauricio's leaning into his whole stoner dad vibe. The memes are everywhere. They love it.
It's so funny because, I mean, that's something that's like, I mean, he's obviously a businessman first and, you know, runs a big company. And he, he's very, when we've been on the show for 10 years, you become very open. Like me saying, Love Bean, stop, like our nickname. People are like, oh, since when did she call him Love Bean? For 25 years. But it probably is, you know, being comfortable after 25 years to be able to talk like that in front of the crew and, you know, not thinking they're necessarily going to use it.
Of course.
But, you know, my husband that day was swimming and when we were setting up for the party in front of the crew, he doesn't care that they're here and he walks out and talks like that. But so now, of course, that's what anyone, that's all anyone can focus on. So I'm like, great. Now my husband's Cheech and Chong. This is not what the plan was.
He's multitudes. We know he's many layered, but would he ever like partner with I don't know, a distributor? And how is he dealing with the quarantine?
How is he dealing with the quarantine? He's, you know, it's so funny. He's like, today I have literally not seen him. He's been in his office all day, and which is in the house. And I got up early and I get Portia ready and, you know, for school in the house too, in a certain area. And then I worked out, like I haven't even seen him. He popped in a few minutes ago to bring me up this ring light to hook my phone up to. But we're hanging in there. We're actually enjoying cooking. And my husband, for the first time in 25 years, cooked an entire dinner from A to Z all by himself and did the dishes. And I'm like, if this is going to continue, I'm liking this quarantine life.
That's good. That's sharing. That's wonderful.
I saw you had really impressive.
And I saw you had a fun Cinco de Mayo party as well. I mean, well, as parties are in the quarantine.
A family party.
A family gathering. Yeah.
Well, my husband has really mastered his margarita making skills. Like he's taken it to a new level. Very exciting.
Wait, do you have the recipe?
Cutting up mango and watermelon and cucumber and putting tahini on the rim and jalapenos. He's really serious about this.
Well, can we get him to write down the recipe for this after this interview? Because I would like that.
I know. I should have him put something on Instagram.
Please do. My last question about the whole season is, has it felt different filming without Vanderpump this year? And do you feel like people have been acting slightly different on the camera without Lisa around?
How's it felt different? Well, I think each season feels different always. when new people come in and other people leave. So every season has a different vibe to it, always. So, you know, before the filming started, it was a little bit like, wow, this is weird to be doing this without Lisa. You know, it's been 10 years and we started together. But once it gets started and, you know, the whole show like just takes off and it takes on a whole life of its own, and then you don't think about it anymore, to be honest.
So you wouldn't see, it's not like it's more relaxing without her or anything like that.
Certainly not relaxing at all. Some people have said that they feel more free to be themselves, which is obviously always good when you're doing reality. You want to be able to be 100% authentic in yourself, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So, you know, that makes me happy to know that people are more open.
Are you watching Vanderpump Rules right now? There's not a lot of stuff on.
I'm not,
Yeah.
but that's nothing to do with Lisa. I'm actually not, you know, it's funny because I'm on TV and I produce TV, but I don't really watch a lot of TV. I've watched more TV since the quarantine with my daughters. I have like different shows with different daughters that we watch together, but I like reading. So that's my, you know, thing. I've kind of been doing like a sort of informal Kyle's book club on Instagram. I just post what I'm reading and then people like tell me, oh, I'm buying the book too. And they message me about it. So.
What's the last thing you just read that's so great?
I knew you were going to ask me that.
Go get it.
No,
Is it on your bedstand?
The Dancing Girls. No, because I really, all of them happen to have girl in the title for some weird reason lately, but The Dancing Girls is what I am currently reading. I like crime, not true crime. Well, I like that too sometimes, but to be honest, I don't know why. That's really weird probably, but.
Everybody likes true crime. It's huge.
I love crime, thrillers. I always have. I mean, I read all of that stuff.
So let's get into tonight's episode because it's meaty, and I don't have you for very long. I guess my first question is.
You have no idea, by the way, the text messages coming in at the top of my phone while I'm talking.
I know.
From Housewives.
I know. Wait, what's
They're
a good one?
Because we were just on the air at East Coast time.
So what's a good one that just popped up on your feed right now?
I can't read it because they're going so fast. Everybody's panties are in a twist right now. I can just tell you that.
It's because everyone was really mean to you.
Let me tell you something. I don't want to say mean because, you know, none of us are mean, you know. I mean, obviously when you're doing a reality show, you're supposed to voice your opinion and be honest. But I really felt that night. I was completely exhausted. I was flying back and forth between North Carolina and New York and LA shooting The Housewives, which I can't say on when we're shooting Housewives. I've been shooting The Housewives, so I just say I've been doing it long because I was shooting the movie Halloween in New York for the clothing stuff, you know, back and forth with that, and in LA with The Housewives. So I was literally exhausted, and you can see it. I look exhausted. I feel exhausted. And when they were all sort of like, at first it was just Dorit and me, and then Erica chimed in, and I was like, wait, we never have an issue, and you actually agreed with me. And then Rinna chimed in, and then when Denise was like, Kyle, wait, I was like, okay, enough. I snapped. I was so tired. I was like a baby who needs a nap and starts crying. That's how I felt. I just wanted to get out of there.
Well, I mean, it's understandable. You're getting, I mean, that argument was a difficult argument because you brought it over from the day before, and you had tons of anxiety with Dorit, which is my first question. Like, what is it about Dorit's tardiness to Teddi's event that triggered you?
You know, first of all, I wasn't like mad in the beginning. I was teasing her, of course, which is our relationship. We tease each other. And, you know, what you didn't see on the show was that we both, Erica and I, actually Erica Sutton and I all left our house when it was still dark out. And I'd flown in from North Carolina to do Teddi's thing and then do this, and leaving, you know, before it was, you know, even sun out. I couldn't take my daughter to Portia to school in the morning, which, you know, is something I really enjoy. It's our time together. And to find out later that Dorit just came late because she wanted to do her hair and makeup, it just didn't sit well to me, because to me, honestly, I mean, when you're putting vanity and glam before, you know, A, friendship and showing up to support someone, and B, like, we're all in the same boat here. Like, you know, Erica didn't want to be up at 5 o'clock leaving either, or Sutton, but we did, and it just didn't sit well with me. It just felt very self-centered to me. So, you know, I said it because, you know, we're supposed to be honest, and that's how I felt. Like, if you're going to be a friend and you support her, then show up and do that. Don't come in half, you know, the day later because you had to have your hair and makeup done.
I mean, I definitely think it's a two-pronged thing because she said she was going to be late, but also when people are called out for being late, they normally go, "You're right, I'm sorry. Sorry I'm late." And that's the end of it. But instead she was like, "You and Teddi are a team and you've always," and we've heard this argument before with her. What is it with your
But it's
relationship with
also,
Teddi?
you were late, but why? Like honestly, like if she were to say I had no one to get the kids to school and I had to do this or that, I get that. I'm a mom, you know. I had my husband who could, you know, take the kids to school for me. But it was because she wanted to have her hair and makeup done and came dressed in, like, she was posting on her Instagram Barbie workout glam, but she never intended to work out. So I was like, what are you doing? Like, I just don't relate to that. And by the way, I hate that we're arguing right now because I adore Dorit. She's fun, but I just don't relate to that side of her.
Of course. I'm just curious. Yeah, I'm just because even back in when you guys were traveling together, it just seemed like your relationship with Teddi had a big wedge between your relationship with Dorit. Do you think that's still the case, or why do you think that is something that causes so much tension?
I mean, I don't know. You know, I honestly, because Teddi and I really have a very genuine friendship.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I mean, to me, she's like a sister. I would tell her anything and I would share anything with her and I know I could trust her. And I don't know, maybe, you know, I think it comes at one point where like, why so much closer, you know, with Teddi. And I love all the women. I really do. I love Lisa Vanderpump. I love Erica. I love Dorit. I'm closer with Teddi because we're just more similar in the sense, you know, we like to, you know, just with our kids and work out, and it's just our personality types that just mesh like that. I honestly feel like she's a little sister. I never had a little sister, so it's sort of like the little sister I never had.
Well, that was my follow-up question is, you know, when Teddi first came on and you kind of met her and you guys' relationship formed, and then in the second season there, I really liked it. It felt like she kind of took a couple cues from your styling. She was definitely shopping from your store. And I actually thought it was really sweet and lovely. Kind of, she kind of like had that similar hats. I'm curious, did you?
That was a coincidence.
But did you style Teddi at all while she was pregnant, or she kind of like let off on her own?
I never styled her. I mean, in season 1, she asked for some help because it was Fashion Week in New York and she had never been. But no, I don't style. No, I can't even talk. I don't style Teddi at all.
I guess now let's move on to the dinner party. What is it about Beverly Housewives dinner parties? You guys are wild. And
I mean, I don't know. Go ahead with the question, sorry.
No, it's like not even like the content. It always gets so like there's always something amazing that happens for television every night. I'm curious, first of all, I love Denise. I think she's an amazing addition to the series. But I love how she's like, I'm a casual girl. I wear jeans. And then she catered a pizza party and had an ice sculpture. Were you surprised?
Well, yeah, and that's why I said that. It wasn't very fun. I mean, she's like, it's going to be pizza and ice cream. And I got there and I was like, this huge diamond ice sculpture. And the ice cubes were made out of diamonds. I was picturing, you know, picking up an ice cube and being like,
yes, exactly. I was
thinking, this is a little odd. But I feel bad because at one point, you know, when Denise and I've never had an issue, and when she's sort of like chiming in and getting like kind of jumping on the bandwagon, it felt like to me with, you know, all the women, I got so annoyed. And then when I said something like, I said something about like a ragamuffin about Denise, because my mom used to say that to me when she'd say like, you know, your hair's messy or whatever, you know, don't run around like a ragamuffin. So I didn't think it was like the meanest thing to say, but I was obviously upset in the moment. But the word in itself just makes me laugh. It is so ridiculous, but I feel bad now that I said it.
So we're addressing the ragamuffin in the room. You feel
the ragamuffin gate.
You feel badly for saying it. That's nice. Have you reached out to Denise and told her you feel badly for you regret saying ragamuffin?
Yeah, of course I do, because she just sort of got the brunt of it, because when she finally jumped in and said, what do you care? She looks like a model. I was like, stop, leave me alone. Just leave me alone. Can you just not do that to me right now? So I don't know. I got upset, and it wasn't being nice in that moment for sure.
I'm curious, how did the conversation, because we don't get to see the footage of how it goes into the night, so swiftly get turned to would you or won't you and who have you with? the very sexual conversation.
Oh, how did it turn to that?
Yeah, I'm curious how that came up.
Is this like all of a sudden being weird? You know, I that all started.
Oh wow!
Like, look, it's happening, and my husband's coming. Okay, hold on.
That's fine. Mauricio can join.
That that started with Dorit. That started with Dorit saying, "Well, Teddi slept in your bed," and I was like, "Hey, if something exciting happened, great." But that's not my thing. I'm attracted to men, especially my husband. And Teddy's like a little sister. But it was the trying to make it into something. Then she's like, I'm not saying that you are. It's just like, that's not weird, especially when you grow up in a family of all sisters. Like, that's like nothing to me to have a girlfriend sleep in my bed. You know, we go out a hotel, like, or stay places, if they don't have extra rooms, fine, stay in my bed. That's not a big deal to me at all. But they were going off on their whole spilling their tea, and I was like, no, this is some good scoop.
A lot of tea was spilled that night, and I'm curious.
A lot.
Was Denise, is she very upset that it happened so close to the kids' table?
Well, that comes up, yes. But then again, she had just talked about the size of her husband's penis right before that at the table out loud. And I mean, let's be honest, she's been on the show, you know, a while now, and she's talked about the size of her husband's penis, getting happy endings, and all this kind of stuff, which, you know, obviously her kids see the show, they're older. So I don't really know. I mean, that part I didn't really get.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, when I look into the rest of the season and what's going to come, I always think back to the preview which everyone has now used for the quarantine. I don't know if you've seen those memes where you say, like, looking back on the fashion show, it's hard to imagine how terrible things would become. And everyone's been using that for right now. But
I know, it's so funny that became like a meme.
It really did. But as a viewer, how terrible are things actually going to become?
Well, I mean, a lot of people aren't talking right now, and things come to it very bad. I'm trying to like not give things away.
Yeah.
But, you know, also, you know, answer your question. It's not good. And, you know, when you're in a reality show, and things come up about people's personal lives, it's very difficult. And I think that people, when they first come on, don't know about the show, and they first come on, they think, well, you know, I can navigate through this the way I want. And it doesn't work like that. It just doesn't, you know. And it's sad because, you know, when it's hurting someone, or, you know, you see someone tortured about something, you kind of want it to be like, oh my God, I don't want this to happen to anybody. But that's part of being on a reality show, you know. The last thing you want to come out about yourself is coming out. So, you know, it's hard. You know, I never like to see anybody upset. And like I said, I like all the women in the show, every single one of them across the board. I have tremendous respect for them. And sometimes, you know, we don't agree, or we fight and we get mad. And then, you know, you get really mad and really pissed off, but that doesn't mean I don't care about these women.
Well, I know Summer House filmed the reunion on Zoom. Are you guys going to do it on Zoom, you think? The Beverly Hills reunion?
I mean, everybody's like, I really hope not. And of course,
right.
I hope not, because that's not the right way to do it. And you want everyone there to be together and have to face each other. But the person in me that hates the reunions, who like loses sleep over it and gets a stomach ache, is like, yes, Zooms, I don't have to leave the comfort of my home.
You just get up and walk away, and they don't follow you into the
Vanderpump Rules were like that. I'm like, I can't even imagine how that went.
How are you guys doing confessionals now for the later stuff of the season? Are you shooting at home?
Yeah, we're doing the rest of our confessionals at home. So that's really weird because, you know, when they usually come in, it's like setting up a whole crew and, you know, it's a whole production. They're here all day until nighttime. And now it's like, I am like with you. I'm doing my confessionals for the Real Housewives, just like I'm doing this with you right now with the phone and everything.
Well, I'm so glad Watch What Happens Live's pivoted and went to Zoom too. It's just nice being able to keep the drama alive. That's what it does.
It's so wild to see everybody like, you know, filming in their homes and everything. Like I just did a live with Kelly and Ryan the other day. And I'm like, it's so surreal to be like, oh, I'm doing live with Kelly and Ryan from my bedroom, and Ryan Seacrest is in his kitchen, and Kelly was in her living room, and her son is helping with the lighting. Like, it's really, I think it's really entertaining, actually.
I'm curious if you've heard the rumors that there's like this wild internet rumor that Kat McPhee might join the Housewives. Do you think that's even possible?
I actually have not heard that at all. And every year there are so many rumors. I have not heard that at all. So
I was wondering if
I wouldn't give too much credence to that.
Yeah, I was wondering if her husband would, since he's already been exposed to it, if he would be into doing it again.
David Foster would probably be like, hell no.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
One fun question: who would you want to be quarantined with from all of the women in Beverly Hills Housewives?
I'm gonna have to go with Teddi.
Easy. That's obvious. That was. Why did I ask you that? That was an obvious answer.
Well, I mean, today. Okay, if I'm gonna take Teddi off the table, today if I'm gonna be a housewife, if I'm gonna be housewife, if I'm gonna be quarantined with a housewife, I'm gonna go with Erica or Renna. Maybe I'll have a slumber party.
There you go. I also want to congratulate you on the growing out of your bangs. I know that was a very traumatic experience. I'm really excited about your part in Halloween, especially since you're revisiting this character. What did the directors, or was it Jason from Blumhouse, tell you about? What did they tell you to get you to sign on to do this? What's happening with your character's life in this movie?
Well, they basically came to me and, they said, we want you to participate in the new Halloween and bring back your character. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited because, acting is my first love. That's what I started out doing as a baby, really. So it's just exciting when I can still do that. And especially to, reprise a role that I had done so many years ago and work with Jamie Lee Curtis, who I absolutely love and adore, and David Gordon Green, who I'm a big fan of, the director. So I got really excited. And then the director said, okay, before you get too excited, you need to read the script because there's some things in there that may be like scary to you. And I was like, oh, I'm sure I can handle it. And then I read it and I was like, oh my God, I actually don't know if I could do this. And I was like, Kyle, you cannot not do this movie because you're afraid. But I went to my husband, I'm like, I actually don't know if I can do this thing that I'm supposed to do in the script. It was to that point. I had anxiety about it for so long leading up, but of course I said yes. And then every night building up to the night, I had to shoot this scene that we actually ended up shooting like 3 a.m. because we'd go to work at like 5:30 at night and then come home at 7 a.m. So up all night, and then you try to sleep in the day and then go back and do it all over again. But when you're doing something you love, you're like, I wasn't even tired. I was just so excited. But they're like, okay, it's time to go do this. And it was like 3, 4 a.m. And I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. So it was really terrifying for me, but it was, as an actress, just something so exciting to be able to do. So.
But the terrifying thing wasn't cutting your bangs.
I'm like, people are gonna
yeah, I'm sick. Yeah.
I love watching people in interviews when they're like trying to stifle their cough. I'm like, I'm letting it out, but I don't have it.
Let it all out. You're comfortable with that. Well, so the terrifying thing you had to do on set wasn't actually cut your bangs, though, right?
No, that was before the movie. In the beginning, I liked it, but now looking back, I'm like, no. And I didn't do Botox at all for like 6 months leading up to the movie because as an actress, you want to be able to move your face. And, we should want to be able to move our face in real life, but I'm good, thanks. After seeing this season, I'm like, no, between the bangs and the no Botox and the no sleep, I was like, no, not liking this look at all.
Had you stayed in touch with Jamie Lee Curtis at all? Or were you excited to reconnect with her?
No, I do because we're both involved with Children's Hospital Los Angeles.
Oh, that's lovely. Oh, I think you froze. Oh, you're back. Good.
So yeah, I've been involved with over the years, in touch with her because of Children's Hospital Los Angeles. We're both big supporters of them.
Oh, that's great. You totally dodged the question about where your character is in Halloween, but I feel like that was intentional.
So, no, the thing is, I'm not allowed to say.
Right.
But I will tell you this, that I broke my nose. And I didn't even tell anybody on the set that night, even though I was like, I think I broke my nose. I was so worried they were going to have like a stunt person come in and do my job because they had someone there, a stunt woman dressed just like me. So I was just like, and then I was like, could someone get me some Advil? And my face was just like boom, 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 and I was like, something is going on here. And yeah, so now I have this like big like knot here, bump coming out. But yeah, so you have to wait and see the movie.
I can't wait. Do you think it'll come out in October? Hoping it'll come out in October.
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
I'm hopeful.
That's the goal, and you know, I mean, they've got nothing but time right now on their hands to edit, I guess. Although I guess they are having some setbacks because I was supposed to do some voiceover stuff that I couldn't do because of the quarantine.
Last couple of questions, and then we'll close it up. Thank you again for joining us. I wonder, so congratulations on your clothing line. That's huge. You have now joined many other Beverly Hills housewives who have clothing lines. And I'm curious, do you actually own any from any of the other, from Sonia Morgan or Beverly Beach?
I have Beverly Beach, of course. I have Lisa Rinna's QVC stuff. I have some of the collaboration Erica Jane did with Shoe Dazzle and her makeup and all of that. And I mean, I like to support all the women. So yes, I have all of their stuff and wear it proudly. It's really fun. I actually had a clothing line before, but with HSN, so it was different. But it's fun just to be creative, and you know, like I'll go to sleep and have a dream, and I'll be like, oh, this would be a great print, and you know, so it's just been fun collaborating with Shahida because I've been a fan of hers for a long time. I carried her line in my stores for years, so I was like, she's the perfect person to partner with, and I know she's gonna like, you know, be a great partner to bring our ideas together, and I can share with her, and she's so fast. She just like gets me the stuff with the samples right away. So it's exciting.
Well, you love a pattern, and you're wearing pattern right now. It's great. It's very on brand.
This is actually not mine, but I, you know, I like color. I like nature. I like animals. And so you'll see a lot of that, like whatever, leopards and, you know, flowers and trees and, you know, pretty colors and stuff. Happy stuff.
But the question really, truly is, complete honesty, would you wear the cashmere sweatsuit from Sonia Morgan's line with the pink hat and the pink sunglasses?
I have not seen it.
Oh,
I haven't seen it, so I can't answer that fairly. But if she were to send it to me, I will try it on, and I would wear it proudly.
You would wear it to a fashion show if she sent it to you to wear at a fashion show?
Well, I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not that nice.
It's just nice. It's just casual wear. It's lovely. It's just casual wear. So the whole debate is, would you wear it to a fashion show? Could you rock it?
I mean, probably not to a fashion show, no. But
fair.
I would love to wear it at home and whatever, running around when we're allowed to run around again.
Cool. Well, Kyle, thank you so much for sharing all this time with us. It was great to talk about tonight's episode. It was great seeing you. We wish health and happiness.
Thank you so much. And thanks everyone for watching. Everyone seems to be liking this season. So keep tuning in and hope you enjoy the season.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.